So I just built an AI agent in less than 20 minutes for completely free, and I'm going to tell you how you can do it too. And before we start, I want to show you what the agent does so you actually know what you're building. Okay, now this is completely being done by the agent. Like you can see, I'm not touching my laptop. The agent has opened LinkedIn. It has entered the credentials, my email, my password. It will start scanning for the prompt that I've given it. And since I told it to write a post, it'll figure out how to write a post. So to start off, we'll first go to this GitHub repository called browser use. And once you open it, just scroll down. It will start showing you the instructions on what is supposed to be done. And from there, just copy the whole thing, go to ChatGPT and paste this. You can do this with any repository. If you don't know how to proceed ahead, just go to ChatGPT, copy it, and just type how to install. And for this, I will type how to install browser use for Windows. And if you're using a Mac, just type how to install it for Mac, and it will give you the complete step-by-step tutorial on how to do it. It's much easier to use comparatively. And make sure you have Python 3.11 and ahead installed in your system. If not, just go to python.org and install it from there. It won't take much time, probably like 2 minutes. And once that is done, open command prompt and go back to ChatGPT, copy the first command, which is pip install browser use, paste it over here. Yeah, this is done. When you're using a Mac, there might be a few differences that you face. And if you see an error from doing what I'm doing, just copy the error, go to ChatGPT and paste it over there, and it will give you the solution. There's not a lot of difference, just a little bit here and there, but you will be able to resolve it. And okay, once this is done, go to ChatGPT again. Let's install Playwright, copy and paste. This will also take a minute depending on your system. And yeah, okay, this is done. And let's go back to GitHub and see what is supposed to be done next. Okay, it says test with UI. Let's just open this in a new tab. So the browser use UI is basically it gives you a interactive front end in order to interact with the agent. So you don't have to deal with any of the backend. It's just like a software that you're using online. And okay, after we open the new tab, let's just go to our desktop. And create a new file over here. Sorry, a new folder. And we will name it agent just for the simplicity. Once that is done, just open the folder. And okay, so whatever we're going to do, we're going to do it in this folder from now on. Let's go back to command prompt and type cd desktop. CD desktop is basically you're accessing all your files on the desktop, and from there we'll access the folder. So just type cd agent. And once this is done, we will clone the GitHub repository inside this. Just type git clone and go back to the browser use GitHub and copy the code from there. Open this, copy, and go back and paste it in your command prompt. Click enter and it'll start cloning web UI. Okay, this is done. And let's go back to our folder. Yeah, now we can see there's a web UI folder over here. Okay, let's go back to command prompt cd web UI and go back to our GitHub and check what is supposed to be done next. Okay, we have already installed Python and it says we recommend using UV. Let's see what UV is. You don't have to get into the complexities. Just keep following the instructions and you'll be good. Okay, here if you're using a Mac, just use the Mac link, and if you're using the Windows, just copy the Windows part, go back to your command prompt and directly paste it. And again, it will start installing virtual environment. Okay, go back to our GitHub. Let's see what is next. Okay, let's run this UE Python virtual environment, and okay, this is also done. And okay, back to our GitHub. Okay, here again, if you're using a Windows command prompt or a PowerShell, just make sure you're copying the correct link. Same for the Mac or the Linux. Go back, copy, paste, and okay, we are done. We are inside the web UI local host. Sorry, not the local host yet. And we'll install the requirements. Go back, paste it over here. Okay, the requirements have been installed, and we already installed Playwright before, so I think we should have one last step that we have to do. Keep scrolling, keep scrolling. Yeah, finally, the local setup. Copy that, go back, paste, and run this in your command prompt. Okay, done. We are finally done with the complexities. We are finally done with copy pasting. And that is so this link is the URL that you're supposed to copy and go back and paste to your browser so you can access the front end of the agent. So I'm just going to copy this and go back to the browser, paste it, and we should have our agent. Finally, okay, we have our agent now, and let's see what all features we can access and what all things we can play around with. Okay, these are the agent settings. You don't have to change them right now. Same with the browser settings. Run agent is basically the place where you enter the prompt on what you want the agent to do. And let's go back to our LLM configuration. We'll choose what LLM we have to use. You can go according to your choice. I'm gonna use Google because it is free. And yeah, let this be Gemini 2.0 Flash. And for the API key, go to Google AI Studio. So I'll just open a new tab, Google AI Studio, and go there, create a new API key. You'll have to create a new project, but since I already have one, I will just copy the older API key. I've hidden the key for obvious reasons. Make sure you're not copying my key. And let's go back. Once you copy the key, go back to the agent and paste it over here. Okay, this is done. You can save the API key for later uses. And okay, you don't have to change anything here. You can play around later. And now let's run the agent. Okay, so I'm gonna log into my LinkedIn and write a post on AI agents and its applications. You can play around with the prompts, use ChatGPT to create a better prompt and write better use cases. I'm just writing a short prompt for the demo. And now we'll have to enter the credentials because that is how the agent will log in into your account. And since it is running locally, giving the credentials shouldn't be a problem. Okay, let's run the agent now. Okay, now this is completely being done by the agent. Like you can see, I'm not touching my laptop. The agent has opened LinkedIn. It has entered the credentials, my email, my password. And once it is inside LinkedIn, it will start scanning for the prompt that I've given it. And since I told it to write a post, it'll figure out how to write a post, where to start a post from. And it will start writing the post using its data, using the LLM that we have used. And once that is done, it will see how to post this and it will click the post button. And yeah, now the agent has posted it. And once the task is done, the agent will close the browser and you can give it the next task. Okay, we are back to our agent screen. There's other options like results, recording, and deep search that you can check out. In in deep search, you can probably research on a certain topic and the agent will do the research for you. In results tab, you can see the execution of the previous Uh, you can see the previous execution of the agent, and in the recordings you can see all the past recordings of the executions that the agent has done. So you basically need the recordings tab, because when you're giving the agent a longer task where it probably takes hours to do, you cannot always monitor the agent. So if you want to look at a certain bit where the agent has probably not done it properly and you want to go back and correct this, you can use the recordings and access it accordingly. So yeah, that is how you build an AI agent, and you can do this for completely free. In fact, the Google API also, Google gives you 25,000 rupees, that is almost $300 of credits for free, and that will last you long enough. And play around, let me know what you like about it, what you don't like about it. And if you want to see more refined versions of such agents, just let me know in the comments, because this is not the end. This is in fact a very simple agent and the possibilities are endless. You don't always have to make the agent interact with your browser. You can create automations and do it all through the cloud servers, and there's a lot of things. There's a lot of things that I cannot tell in a single video. And if you want to see more such things, just click the subscribe button and let me know what use case you want to see next. Thank you.